This video contains affiliate links. So, you're starting an LLC. And if you've done any research, you've probably run into two absolute giants, Northwest Registered Agent and Bizee. The big question is, which one's actually the right choice for you? Well, that's what we're here for. We're going to cut through all the marketing hype and give you the real deal, definitive answer. Let's get into it. All right, here's the game plan for today. First up, we'll introduce you to the contenders. Then, we're diving deep into the pricing and packages, because that's where things get really interesting. After that, we'll put the user experience to the test and follow it up with a critical showdown on privacy and support. Finally, we'll hit you with a quick scorecard and our final verdict so you can walk away knowing exactly which one is for you.
Okay, first things first. Let's meet our contenders. And just know, this isn't just about a list of features. It's really a tale of two completely different philosophies when it comes to starting your business.
So, in one corner, you've got Bizee. You might remember them as Inkfile. They were founded back in 2004, and their whole game is about offering low-cost, accessible services. And in the other corner, you have Northwest Registered Agent. They've been around since '98, and their entire reputation is built on one core principle: customer privacy. All right, let's get to the part everyone's waiting for: pricing. And I gotta tell you, the number you see on the front page, that is never the whole story. Let's dig in and see what your money really gets you. Okay, so when you first look at this, Bizee's $0 package looks like a total no-brainer, right? I mean, how do you compete with free? And yeah, both will give you a free year of registered agent service. But, and this is a big but, the devil is in the details. Just look at what's missing from Bizee's so-called free offer.
And right here, this is the perfect example of what we're talking about. An operating agreement? I mean, this is an absolutely critical document for any legit LLC. Northwest, they included in their basic $39 package, no questions asked. With Bizee, to get that same essential document, you have to jump all the way up to their gold package, which costs $199. So that's the takeaway here. Free from Bizee isn't really complete.
But wait, the plot thickens. I want you to look at this number: $450 a year. What in the world is that? Well, this is a perfect example of how those free offers can come back to bite you. So that $450 figure, it actually comes from some of Northwest's free add-ons. See, they'll offer you things like a website, a business email, even a phone service. Sounds great, right? But what you find in the fine print is that each one of those services costs $9 a month. You add it all up, throw in the SSL certificate, and suddenly you're looking at almost $450 a year for things that felt like a free bonus. And even when you look at the simple optional add-ons, the pricing differences are still there. Let's say you need an EIN, an employer identification number. With Northwest, it's a $50 add-on. With Bizee, it's $70. So even on the smaller stuff, Northwest comes out a bit cheaper.
Okay, let's switch gears and talk about user experience. Because let's be real, a cheap price doesn't mean much if the platform is a nightmare to use every day. So how do these two actually feel when you're using them?
You gotta give it to Bizee here. Their dashboard is modern, it's colorful, and it's clearly designed for beginners. It just feels easy to get started with. Northwest, on the other hand, well, its interface is another story. The words you see over and over in reviews are dated, clunky, and yeah, even ugly. Some people even say it can be painfully slow. And hey, don't just take our word for it. There's this great quote from a reviewer on the BizBuddy YouTube channel talking about the Northwest dashboard. I mean, that pretty much sums it up, doesn't it? It gets the job done, but it is definitely not winning any design awards. Not by a long shot. All right, now let's get into two areas that I think are absolutely critical, especially when you're just starting out: privacy and customer support. Because when things inevitably get confusing or go wrong, you need to know who's got your back.
And on privacy, the difference between these two is it's night and day. With Bizee, your personal address is public by default. Anyone can look it up. Want privacy? That'll be an extra $29 a month. Thank you very much. Northwest, they let you use their address on all your public filings for free. And get this, they have a rock-solid policy. They will never sell your data, period.
Northwest actually has a name for this. It's their trademarked privacy by default. And what that means is, from the second you sign up, your home address is kept off the public record. This is huge for avoiding all that junk mail, and more importantly, for protecting your personal safety. Honestly, for a lot of business owners, this feature alone is a total game changer.
Now let's talk support. With Bizee, you get pretty standard phone and email support. The reps are helpful enough, they'll answer your questions, but they're not necessarily deep experts on business formation.
Northwest, again, a completely different approach. They have what they call corporate guides. These aren't just call center reps, they are in-house experts who know their stuff, and they'll take the time to give you detailed, patient advice that's actually useful.
Whew. Okay, we have covered a ton of ground, so let's boil it all down. It's time for a quick and dirty pros and cons scorecard for each of these services.
Okay, let's start with Bizee. On the pro side, you've got that $0 price tag, which is obviously a huge draw. Their registered agent renewal is a little cheaper, and you got that nice modern interface. But on the con side, those essential documents are upsells, privacy is going to cost you extra, the customer support is pretty basic, and that dashboard, while pretty, is just loaded with upsells.
Now for Northwest. The pros are huge. Their privacy by default is fantastic. The expert-level support from corporate guides is top-notch, and you get that crucial operating agreement included right from the start. The cons? Well, you have to pay that $39 up front, you're stuck with that dated, kind of ugly UI, and you've got to watch out for those misleading costs on their free add-ons.
All right, that brings us to the big finish, the final verdict. After laying it all out, which service is the right one for you? Let's make this super clear and actionable.
So, the question remains, who is the winner? And the truth is, there's no single winner. It really depends on your priorities. There is no one-size-fits-all best choice here. The real winner is the service that's the best fit for you and your new business. So here's the bottom line. You should go with Bizee if, and this is a big if, your top priority is the absolute lowest upfront cost, period. It's for the person who's comfortable sourcing their own operating agreement, maybe getting their own EIN, and who really doesn't think they'll need to lean on customer support very much.
On the other hand, you should choose Northwest Registered Agent if privacy and expert-level customer support are your absolute top priorities. It's for the person who wants an all-in-one package with all the essential documents included from day one, and you're willing to pay a little more for that peace of mind. Ultimately, it boils down to this. Are you optimizing for the lowest possible price, or are you optimizing for privacy and support? Your answer to that question tells you everything you need to know.